Hello, welcome back to my channel. Haven't done a review for a while, so I thought I'd do one for you because people are always asking about different products and whether they help or not. So today I'm reviewing the Orgoneeffects plate that you can buy from Orgoneeffects.com. They also have an Orgoneeffectsaustralia.com. And yeah, these have quite a few uses, which I'll show in a minute. Basically on the top of this plate here, if you can see, they have a specific material which you may recognize as the same material as what they use on the GeoCleanse plug that I've reviewed before. So same material. So the plug is made from resin. This is mostly plastic by the looks of it, with this coating on the top. But basically it's the same idea. There's a certain frequency inherent in this material here that harmonizes energies around the plate. And being that it's a plate, it has a different set of uses to some of the other products of theirs that I've reviewed in the past. If you're quite healthy physically, look after yourself, then you probably don't notice the effects of radiation quite so much as others. If you're quite sensitive and quite aware of energies, then you'll probably quite like products like this, because it's more obvious what it does. But it will still benefit people who don't feel those energies so much. But of course, you're less likely to buy this sort of thing if you don't feel it quite so much. So yeah, what do I use it for? So there's multiple uses. One of the uses is, when you're sleeping and you have your pillow, you can pop this underneath your pillow at night so that when you're sleeping, it's helping to lessen the effects of radiation that might be impacting your head. You can put it under the mattress in other places if you feel that you're affected in other places instead. Quite often I've noticed people, and I used to do this when we used to have cats, but you would put it underneath the pillow where your cats sleep, and they quite liked it. The other obvious thing is food. So, quite often I do put my food on here. It's quite a nice, simple way of knowing that nice vibrations are going into your food, that you don't have to cleanse it in other ways. So that's quite nice as well, because a lot of food does get affected by radiation in different ways. So I know in Herefordshire, back in England, that there's quite a lot of uranium in the soil. So, if you're eating food, local food from there, then it might be quite nice to have something like this to mitigate that to some degree by putting it underneath your food before you eat it. Very often I'll have it underneath my mug for tea in the evenings. One of the main ways I use it actually is with my phone. So I do have other devices and things on my phone, but despite all of those different products, I still feel the radiation through the phone if I hold my phone directly. I still feel it, especially if I've used it for quite some time. I feel it coming up the arm. Quite often affects the spleen or the stomach area. So I find that just putting my phone against this plate and then holding this part of the plate, so I'm not really directly touching the phone quite so much, is really nice for me. And then I can learn my Swedish and whatnot on here without worrying quite so much about it. The other thing I do quite often is when I'm traveling is putting it in the back of the backpack, so that when I've got my backpack on, this is sitting between me and whatever gadgets I've got in my backpack. So quite often I've got my phone in my backpack. It's the modern world. Unfortunately, it's something that we have around with us a lot of the time, and quite often I want to take photos with my phone or check some details I have on there, because that's just the way of modern life. So it's quite nice having this in the back of my backpack between me and my phone. So that's quite another thing I do to use this. So I do like these. Very useful. You can use them in multiple different ways. There are other uses. Some people like to put them underneath their water filter so that all their water comes out, with this nice effect of this energy. And I'm sure there's plenty more uses that people have probably thought of, but those are some of the ways I use it. And like I say, I do like it. I feel it does have a nice effect. I don't feel radiation as much as I used to. I'm still aware of it, but it doesn't affect me quite so much now that I'm healthier in my life and in my thoughts. I'm much, much more resistant, much more resilient, I guess you could say. So I don't really need these, but I find it's nice to have around anyway. It's a useful bit of kit. For those who are much more sensitive, you might find that this might be a game changer for you. Putting it underneath your pillow at night might help you sleep better if you're one of those that really gets affected. Especially if you're traveling, this is quite nice and thin and easy to pack away. It's quite easy to take with you if you're traveling and pop under a pillow if you struggle to sleep away from home. So yeah, well recommended, especially for those who are sensitive to electromagnetic frequencies and other radiations. Okay, if there's anything else that you'd like me to review, just pop comments down below, or if you have any other comments about this, have experience of these products yourself, again, pop it down in the comments below. And if you'd like to support this channel, please do like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.